Good morning to Miss Ivy. Uh, Today, I will present our positive behavior support plan. So before I start the presentation, so I would like to introduce my name. My name is Azura Pairin. So good afternoon or good morning to Miss Ivy. Today, I will present my positive behavior support plan based on the child behavior uh, observed in the assigned the video. This presentation explains the child behavior using functional behavior assessment, also known as FBA, and propose intervention strategies to support positive behavioral change. So I will introduce. I will start with introduction. So PBS is the first point is PBS is proactive, and the second point is behavior has a function. The third one is behavior is communication. And the last one is purpose of the report. So, positive behavior support of PBS is a proactive and evidence-based approach that focuses on understanding why challenging behavior occur instead of the simply to trying to stop it. PBS recognizes that every behavior has a purpose on or the function. Challenging behavior is often a way for a child to communicate their needs, emotion, and difficulties. Based on the video, the child demonstrates behavior what that effective learning and participation. Therefore, this report aims to identify the function of this behavior using ABC model and develop appropriate intervention strategies that encourage positive behavior and improve the child participation in daily activity. So for the next slide is the positive behavior support plan. For the first point, to prevent challenging behavior. The next point is teach replacement behavior. The third point is positive reinforcement. And the last one is improve quality of the life. So, the positive behavior support plan and was developed using information collected from the functional behavior assessment. So, the main goal of the plan are to reduce challenging and teach appropriate replacement behavior, improve communication and emotional regulation, and encourage active participation in learning. Instead of punishment, PBS also focus on prevention, teaching new skills, and reinforcing a positive behavior. This creates a safe, supportive, and inclusive learning environment for the child. For, for my next slide is ABC analysis. So the child behavior was analyzed using the ABC model. Just for A, antecedent refers to what happened before the behavior. So B, behavior is the action displayed by the child. And C is consequence is what happened immediately after the behavior. So based on the observation, the child display behavior such as mention the behavior of uh, sorry based on the observation, the child display such as uh, this behavior appear to occur after difficult task or challenging situation. The consequences often include either main attention, reassurance, or temporary removal of the task. This suggests that behavior may function to escape difficult activities, gain elder attention, or communicate emotional needs. Understanding the function of the behavior helps teachers to choose the most effective intervention rather than simply reacting to behavior. For my next slide is goal and the objective. The first point is improve communication. The second one is reduce challenging behavior. Third one is teach self-regulation. The last one is increased participation. Based on the ABC analysis, a behavioral hypothesis was developed. The long-term goal is to improve the child communication, emotional regulation, and the participation in learning. The short-term objective include teaching the child to request help, reducing a challenging behavior by at least 50%, increasing participation in the classroom activities, and encourage the use of emotional regulation strategies such as asking for a break or practicing a deep breathing. These objectives are measurable and allows the child progress to be monitored over time. So for my next slide is intervention strategies and reinforcement. For this slide, the first point is modify antecedent. The second one is teach replacement behavior. And the third one is positive reinforcement. And the last one is collaboration. Several intervention strategies were recommended. First, antecedent strategies include using a visual schedule, giving simple instruction, breaking tasks into a small step, and providing an advance warning before a transition. The second one is the child should be taught replacement behavior, such as asking for help, requesting a break, or expressing emotion empathy instead of the displaying challenging behavior. Third, positive reinforcement should be used consistently. Appropriate behavior can be rewarded through a verbal praise, sticker, token, or prefer activity. Finally, teacher and parents should work together and ensure that the same strategy are used both at school and home. Consistency increase the effectiveness of the positive behavior support plan. So the next slide is monitoring and evaluation and conclusion. For the first one is ABC recording, and the second one is weekly review and evaluate progress and continuous improvement. The effective of the positive behavior support plan should be monitored through the regulation observation of the ABC recording. Teachers should record the frequency, duration, and intensity of the child behavior and compare the data with the baseline. If the child show improvement, the intervention strategy should continue. If the little progress is observed, the plan should be reviewed and modified according to the child's need. So, in conclusion, positive behavior support is an effective approach because it is focused on understanding the reason behind the challenging behavior. By identifying the behavioral function, teaching appropriate replacement skills, and providing consistent positive reinforcement, educators can support the child behavioral and social and academic development. So that's all for my presentation about the positive behavior support plans. So thank you. That's all for me.